We are ready for a year filled with new adventures. Well, I hope ready because it's planned whether we're ready or not. You see, Ken retired about three and a half months ago, and we decided that we were going to take this first year and cram in as much travel and fun as we could. Just cram it all into it. Because we've seen how quickly life can change and thought since we're both healthy right now, we're both fit-ish right now, let's enjoy our new retirement. And so I'm fortunate enough to be able to speak on cruise ships, and we decided to travel the world while I speak, doing what I love and still having some fun adventures. And so some of the amazing trips we're going to be doing this year really are incredible. In fact, we just finished back-to-back cruises to New England and the east coast of Canada. We left Boston, we sailed into Rockland, Maine, Halifax, on to Sydney, Nova Scotia, Quebec City, Charlottetown, PEI, Portland, and then back to Boston twice. On the first cruise, my mom and a friend, Betty, came with us, and we had a great time. Now, I have to say, I left a little bit of love for each port that we were at for different reasons. For example, like Quebec City, it literally blew me away. I could not believe Quebec City. I had heard it was beautiful, but it was so beautiful, so incredible, so amazing. And I have a talk on Quebec and Quebec City, so I know the history, I know the architecture, but to see it in person was beyond anything I had ever dreamed. It looks just like a little beautiful European town right out of a magazine. And that you pull in and the Chateau Frontenac is right there, and the Plains of Abraham just sitting high on the hill. Words really can't describe how beautiful it was and how amazing it was. I didn't expect it that much. The words blew me away. That's the only words I can say about Quebec City. And then we took a tour out in Nova Scotia to see Peggy's Cove Lighthouse. Wow. I really was very humbled, I guess is the word for this one, being there. It was as though the world had stopped, as though everything else sort of disappeared, and I was just at peace with everything. Just looking around at the ocean, the rocks, the lighthouse, to think that I was there. It was just incredible. And I know it sounds weird, but it was almost like a magical experience. It was crazy. And then when we landed in Boston, we took three days after to explore Boston. Now, I also had a talk on Boston, so I had a speech. So again, I knew the history and some of the sites, but to see those in person was crazy. I just kept saying, holy cow, I can't believe I'm here. I can't believe I'm seeing this. And I just felt so much gratitude and thankfulness that we're able to do this for a year. So our next adventure begins in early December when we're going to fly into Tangier, Africa. I can't even say that without laughing. We're flying into Tangier, Africa. Holy cow. I didn't even think ever that I would ever be able to go to Africa, and here we are. Wow. So this trip is Barcelona, Seville, and Malaga, Spain. Then we go off to explore the Canary Islands, and then both to Tangier and Casablanca, Africa. Now, let's talk about the Canary Islands a little bit. It's an archipelago of islands. It was formed by volcanic hotspots 20 million years ago. And so many of them have a very, very, very different landscape on some of the islands. In fact, one island says it looks as though it's part of the moon with these deep craters and kind of spooky looking atmosphere. And there's still active volcanoes in the area. It's crazy, but incredibly, these islands have really adapted and developed and learned to thrive. And even on these islands made out of volcanic hotspots, there's wineries on some of the islands. So you know where I will be when we're visiting those islands. And the beaches, I don't even have a word to properly describe how beautiful they are. Like, just wow is a word, but I don't even think that describes it. And then Barcelona has a church called the Sagrada de Familia, and it isn't finished yet. It's been under construction for over 100 years and looks amazing, absolutely stunningly amazing. So we are doing this cruise 3 times, so back to back to back, and that means we're going to be on a ship for 40 days. 40. Now, I promised myself that I'm going to work out at least 4 times a week and walk every single day so that I can eat like I want to on a cruise ship and not gain millions and millions of pounds. So, and I've been working on my talks for these locations, and I'm once again just humbled, grateful. I don't know, the research that I've been doing, the history, the way the world has evolved, the landscapes, the beauty, the people. I'm just thankful, very, very thankful to have this opportunity. So from there, we have a little bit of time off where we can see the grandkids. And then we go to Central America and to the Panama Canal, the freaking Panama Canal. We'll be in Mexico, Belize, Honduras, and Costa Rica, and the Panama Canal. And I'm hoping to see maybe some Mayan ruins while we're there, and of course, the Panama Canal. Okay, and then in April, we're taking a month to cruise around the Mediterranean. Like, wow, a month to cruise around the Mediterranean. I have to say that again. Okay, but I'm just floored. Some of the incredible places that we're going to go see is Ephesus, Turkey, Croatia, Greece, Montenegro, Italy. Wow, it's mind-boggling. And so when I first took a peek at Ephesus, I really couldn't believe what I was seeing. I kept going, Ken, look. It was absolutely incredible. It was home to one of the great 7 wonders of the ancient world, the Temple of Artemis. And it said that the Virgin Mary spent her final years in Ephesus. Just Google it. It's mind-boggling. And then Montenegro is one of the world's youngest nations, regaining its independence in 2006 after it separated from Serbia. But before that, it had been a part of many unions and kingdoms for centuries. So although it's a new country, it's got so many stories just waiting to be told. From Kotar and the cobblestone walkways to middle-aged forts to mountain ranges and canyons, and then again, the stunning Adriatic beaches. Can you tell I'm excited for these cruises? So we'll be touring in the Mediterranean for 28 days. Again, I need to work out so that I can eat and enjoy this so much. We then take the summer off where we can finally catch up with our family, get those well-needed hugs from the grandkids, do a little golf, lay back a bit. But come September of next year, we finally go out again. And this time we're flying into Bergen, Norway. Like, oh my goodness. And I'm extremely excited for this one. Although I've seen the Northern Lights many, many times because I live in the north, I'm hoping to possibly catch a glimpse of the Northern Lights in Norway. They're just starting at that time of the year, so fingers crossed. And then we're hoping to meet up with a good friend of ours in England and another friend in Amsterdam. But this round of cruises are actually 3 back-to-back cruises. So we stay on the ship in Barcelona, we continue on to Marseille, to Monte Carlo, to Monaco, and finally to Rome. Like, wow, it's mind-blowing again. And then some of the things that I can't believe are like Marseille in France. It's considered the oldest city in France. And Monte Carlo, of course, the famous casino, the views, and then we're so close to where Princess Grace of Monaco tragically died. It's just incredible. And then, of course, what can I say about Rome? We were in Rome, I'm going to say about 15 years ago, and we went and we looked to the Vatican City because it's right there. And I was too cheap to pay, I think it was 100 euros. I was too cheap at the time to pay 100 euros to tour the St. Peter's Basilica. And I've been mad ever since at myself. So this time around, I don't know, we're just going to go see St. Peter's Basilica. Although I'm not Catholic, it was just amazing to look at it. And now this time I'm actually going to go in it and maybe hopefully step on the balcony where the Pope delivers his addresses. I don't know. So as you can see, we have a big, huge adventure ahead of us over the next year with some amazing trips and hopefully making some amazing memories. Now, I'm going to be having guest speakers help me out over the course of the next year as well, so stay tuned for them. But I've also added some new playlists so that you can follow our travels. I'll be uploading a playlist of 2-minute tours of some fabulous landmarks in 2 minutes or less. And then, of course, my favorite, Where in the World is Maureen, where you can see I give 4 clues or 3 or 4 clues of where I might be, and then you can guess where I am. I can't wait to share it all with all of you. So thanks for following along. It means the world to me. I'm Maureen Dobransky. This is Life Starts at Retirement. I produce a retirement lifestyle video every Saturday at noon, and I can't wait to share this next year with all of you.